Right.
Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to be talking about a incident that took place. As you know, Ohio had the derailment recently, and they were burning the chemicals, this vinyl chloride chemical in the air. And, it's poisonous, right? Well, what just happened in Detroit, like 45 minutes ago, is another derailment just outside of the Detroit area. It's Van Buren Township, which is around Canton and Livonia, also by Willow Run, which is an airport. And there is no doubt in my mind, knowing the terrain of that area, because, I've been born and raised in Michigan, right? So in the Detroit area, I went to school in the Detroit area for my undergrad and my first master's. There is no doubt in my mind that what is happening in the United States is not because of poor infrastructure, which we do have. There is poor infrastructure, but this derailment in key areas, this is coordinated. There's no doubt that this is coordinated. You got to remember that railroad track in the Detroit area helps move military equipment because of the manufacturing that takes place in Michigan. All right. So as of right now, the hazardous chemical part of the train that did not flip over and spill. So nothing's on fire and there is no spills, and it's upright as of right now. There's a coordinated effort. When you step back and you zoom out, there's a coordinated effort of hurting the food supply by either plants suddenly burning down that are either granaries or storage for meat. Certain key infrastructure in the food and in transportation is being knocked out. There's either a sleeper cell from our adversaries, probably Russia or China, if it's from the adversaries, or there is some sort of sleeper cell that is in the United States that is contracted by entities of the United States or in the United States. So they're not, so there's two possibilities here. Foreign sleeper cells or endogenous sleeper cells. There is some sort of runaway rogue entity in the United States, probably part of the national security state. As these things continue to ramp up, additional emergency powers are going to be given to the national security state. But there is no doubt in my mind that these incidences that are happening on the railroad are targeted. These are targeted. Same thing. I'm willing to bet that the fires that were happening recently in California, the forest fires, they were targeted. There were areas that were targeted to cause havoc, to clear land, to cause disruption. Not all the fires are like that, but I think some key ones were. We are under attack in this country, but it's a slow attack. It's asymmetric. It's guerrilla warfare kind of attacking that's going on. That derailment in Van Buren Township, that was coordinated. There's no doubt in my mind that was coordinated. And it happens shortly after what happened in Ohio. No. Our Congress representatives need to stand up and actually investigate who is targeting this country. And if it's an endogenous group, then that endogenous group needs to be destroyed. If it's a state actor, another country, or one of our adversaries, then we should hold them accountable. But this is not by accident. There's no way this is by accident. I suspect that we'll start to hear that there's a chemical spill and that this is more of a problem than what is first being announced for this outside Detroit derailment. But what's the chances of a major railroad that moves military equipment in Michigan getting a derailment a week or so after a major incident that took place in Ohio? With all the railroad tracks that we have in the United States? Yeah, right. Yeah, this is targeted. There's no doubt that this is targeted, and these things will continue to ramp up. It's tied to it coincides with issues with granaries, butcher facilities, the meat facilities, targeted infrastructure. This thing is moving towards targeted infrastructure. What about the wind turbines that are falling down and no one knows why, right? Certain things are being targeted. They're moving around, right? Things are burning down. Buildings are burning down. Railroad tracks are being disrupted. So as of 3/21 Eastern Standard Time, on February 16th, 2023, there was a derailment in Van Buren Township outside of Detroit, and those railroad tracks moves military equipment. All right. I remember, seeing military equipment moving down these railroad tracks, all right, in this area, all right, during our movement. This was prior to Gulf War, Desert Storm, prior to that, all right. So they were moving tanks and getting them ready to be shipped to the Middle East. This is back in 91. We are being targeted. There's no fucking doubt about it. Thank you for listening. And oh, by the way, before the national security state gets more emergency powers because they're attacking our infrastructure internally, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the products that you need to boost your health, reduce the aging process, and you will fare much better in terms of aging and in terms of dealing with outside external attacks. All right. What do? It's based on 3 pillars. Neutralize pathogens using nano silver gels and liquids. I sell a max 35, max 14, and a silver solution, which is a ppm of 30. I take a teaspoon a day of liquid nano silver. That helps to neutralize the pathogens. What you do is you just keep it in your mouth for like 60 to about 60 seconds, 30 seconds to 60 seconds, gargle a little bit, and then swallow. Neutralize the pathogens. Use gels, put that on your hands and around your face, around your nose. It helps neutralize pathogens for 5 hours. Much better than Perel. You can't put Perel on around your nose and mouth. It's poisonous. All right, so but nano gel you can. In addition, nano gel, if you put it on your face at night, you'll actually, and follow my protocol, my skincare protocol, where you take the collagen and the vitamin C, drink 64 ounces of water per day, take C60 and resveratrol, and you'll notice in 30 days your skin is much better and it's more vibrant and healthier. So I have 2 anti-aging boxes, a skincare anti-aging box, beginners, and an advanced edition. So you can take a look at the anti-aging boxes that I have. In addition, another one of those pillars to reduce aging and improve your health and boost your immune system is to bring down inflammation. You can do that by taking turmeric and ashwagandha. Ashwagandha controls your blood glucose levels, and turmeric helps with bringing down that inflammatory response, that pro-inflammatory response. By doing that, then your body is kind of moving into a healing mode, right? Because it's not dealing with all this chronic inflammation. And with C60, which I sell in 2 ounce, 4 ounce, and 8 ounce in avocado and in coconut oil, it is the strongest antioxidant that you can get. So by doing that, you're neutralizing these reactive oxygen species in magnitudes much higher than you would in, let's say, vitamin C or some of the more common vitamin antioxidants, right? Because of the molecular structure of C60, it's 60 carbons, and it can kind of soak up these reactive oxygen species. So by doing that, and neutralize the reactive oxygen species, dealing with these hydrogen charges. So by doing that, you're bringing down the stress that's on your mitochondria. So your mitochondrial health will improve. You'll get more ATP. You'll have more energy. You'll have better muscle mass. You'll be able to move more. You'll have better cardiovascular because you're moving more. So there's all these benefits when you kind of bring down that chronic inflammation and that attack on your mitochondria. So that's my 3 pillars for improving your health and reducing aging. And it helps with boosting up your immune system. So taking my advice, go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and look at the products that I offer. I have very high quality products that will help with improving your health. Now, also, please subscribe to all my channels. I have 6 channels. I have 3 YouTube channels. I have Brighteon, Bitchute, and Rumble. I can't keep everything up on YouTube because of the censorship. But please subscribe to all 6 channels. And that way you can see my work, learn how to improve your health, and try to stop the national security state from gaining more power. Again, I believe that there is an attack that is happening to our infrastructure, our agricultural infrastructure, our live feed infrastructure, and our livestock infrastructure, and our other modalities, bridges, buses, railroad tracks, right? I think there's a certain percentage of it that is degrading because of lack of investment. Surely that's happened, but you wouldn't have key infrastructure points going down in such a short amount of time. That's coordinated. That's deliberate. That's malicious. So it's going to be an evolving story. There was a derailment outside of Detroit in Van Buren Township, outside of Willow Run, which is an airport, small airport. And that railroad track moves military equipment. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.